Lucky isn't something that just happens. It's being at the right place and the right time and working through adversity and being there when circumstances change.
We're dealing with a fiscally unstable long-term outlook in which inflation will take hold.
Another wild day of trading has just ended on Wall Street. At one point this afternoon, the Dow had fallen by more than 1,600 points.
It has never been more difficult for investors to navigate our complex world. A changing global order, an inflated stock market, and an increasingly volatile US dollar all mean true safety can be found in only one asset, an asset that for thousands of years has been the very definition of real wealth: gold. This is a story that will take you to Nunavut, a new frontier for mining discoveries and new mines. Buried deep under the ground here is a secret that a team of geologists and engineers have unlocked, a secret that for savvy investors could translate into life-changing gains.
Really had two jobs in my life. I've had a paper route and I've been in the mining business.
This is Bruce McLeod. He's the CEO of Sabina Gold and Silver Corp.
I became a mining engineer and worked for a number of companies, Goldfields in South Africa, Westman, and ended up again working for my father, and he retired over 20 years ago.
You go in the coffee shop in the morning and that's what they talk about, the price of gold. And
Bruce's father, Don McLeod, was a legendary figure in the mining business. He helped develop one of the world's most prolific gold districts at British Columbia's Golden Triangle and was inducted into the Canadian Mining Hall of Fame in 2017.
Are you in it because your dad was in it?
I'd imagine so. I've lived with it since I've been old enough to talk and old enough to listen.
All of Bruce's experiences, working for his father in some of the largest mining companies in the world, have culminated in what's happening right here in southwestern Nunavut.
It's truly a district and it's world class.
Bruce's company, Sabina Gold and Silver Corp, is developing the Back River Gold Project.
When we look at the mineral endowment, these are the highest grade undeveloped open pits of over 500,000 ounces in the world. There are very few assets like this, and it's truly going to be a multi-generational asset that I think will reap rewards for our shareholders for many years to come.
Under the current feasibility study, the project is officially slated to have a 12-year life. But the company has only concentrated on a 5-kilometer stretch of what is an 80-kilometer long belt.
We're getting 100% return.
These drills are uncovering evidence of a huge district-sized gold find.
If we look at our measured and indicated resources at a little over 5 million ounces with about 2 million ounces inferred, you know, that is amongst the largest resources of any junior mid-tier on an undeveloped assets, especially at these kind of grades. It truly is an asset that stands apart.
The Back River Project has had a long history of exploration.
It was first explored seriously and the first discoveries made in the 80s. It had been owned by a number of majors and mid-tiers and some juniors, but it had never got to critical mass until Sabina acquired it in 2009.
Sabina's team immediately went to work, proving up a resource.
When I came to Sabina in 2015, what I found is that we had one of the best teams in the business, dedicated, you know, and there were several years of very lean times within the company, and what we did is made sure that we kept our core group together. We're one of the best banded iron formation exploration groups, I think, in the world.
The Sabina team has completed the basic engineering of what a gold mine will look like here and is now concentrating on being ready for production. The mine will operate year-round, building a 150-kilometer road to Tidewater, making logistics simple. But Bruce and his team aren't finished exploring the Back River area, looking to add to their already sizable resource.
I think the potential exists for multiple mines within this belt, all under Sabina's ownership. Every time I fly to site, you know, I'm looking out the window wondering where the next deposits are going to be. And our exploration in the last 12 months has shown that we have not found the last ounces in Back River, and I think it's going to be a multi-generational asset. One, it'll be coveted by our shareholders and probably by others.
Major gold miners are paying attention. In early 2018, a subsidiary of one of China's leading gold producers purchased a 9.9% interest in Sabina. Under Bruce's leadership, Sabina has a unique relationship with the environment and the people who live here.
Sabina has been successful in moving this project forward through the environmental assessment phase because we have garnered significant community support for this project. I've never seen a project that had this much support from the stakeholders than Sabina had during this process. And we've worked hard on that. I think that we have earned a reputation as a company that does what we said that we're setting out to do.
Sabina has already forged positive relationships with the Inuit. At least 25% of the company's workforce is slated to come from local communities. In April 2018, the company signed long-term tenure and benefit agreements with the Kitikmeot Inuit Association, the landowner. These agreements secure title for 20 years, align the Kitikmeot Inuit Association as a shareholder of the company, and create opportunities that will shape a better economic future for surrounding communities outside of the mining business. In addition, Sabina has completed the environmental assessment process, receiving a project certificate in 2017. Sabina's wildlife monitoring and mitigation programs have been lauded as state-of-the-art and the new precedent for wildlife protection in the North.
Next step is that production financing, is moving this project forward, getting the debt, getting the equity, and starting to build this asset. Our primary goal is to create the most value that we can for our shareholders. We're all consumed right now by bringing this project forward and constructing it. If you're going to invest in a company, I think knowing that you can be part of the path forward on an asset that has multiple paths to create value, from additional exploration for developing the assets that we have and becoming a producer, and with the competitive tension of being a takeover candidate, I think that is it's pretty exciting.